Okay, we'll start. Give me 1 minute. Okay, can we see the screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, all right. Narayanam namaskritya naram shaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama bhaktir pavati naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Canto 1. Let me just see that whether I can screen again. Okay. Canto 1, Chapter 10, text number 29. Ya virya shulkena hrita swayambare pramatya chaidya pramukan hi susminaha pradyumna sambamba sutadayo para yaschatra bhauma vade sahasrasha. Ya virya shulkena hrita swayambare pramatya chaidya pramukan hi susminaha pradyumna bamba sutadayo para yaschatra bhauma vade sahasrasha. Word to word translation. Ya, the lady, virya, prowess, shulkena, by payment of the price. Hrita, taken away by force, swayambare, in the open selection of the bridegroom, pramatya, harassing, chaidya, king Shishupal, pramukan, headed by he, positively, susminaha, all very powerful, pradyumnas, that is Krishna's son, Samba, Amba, Suta Adaya, children, Aparaha, other ladies, Yaha, those, Cha, also, Artaha, similarly brought, Bhauma Vadhe, after killing kings, Sahasrashaha, by the thousands. Translation. The children of these ladies are Pradyumna, Samba, Amba, etc. Ladies like Rukmini, Satyabhama, and Jambavati were forcibly taken away by him from their Swayamvara ceremonies after he defeated many powerful kings, headed by Shishupal. And other ladies were also forcibly taken away by him after he killed Bhaumasura and the thousands of his assistants. All of these ladies are glorious. Purport. Exceptionally, qualified daughters of powerful kings were allowed to make a choice of their own bridegrooms in open competition. And such ceremonies were called Swayamvara or selection of a bridegroom. Because the Swayamvara was an open competition between the rival and the valiant princes, such princes were invited by the father of the princesses, and usually there were regular fights between the invited princely order in a sporting spirit. But it so happened that sometimes the belligerent princes were killed in such marriage fighting, and the victorious prince was offered the trophy princess for whom so many princes died. Rukmani, the principal queen of Lord Krishna, was the daughter of King of Vidarbha, who wished that his qualified and beautiful daughter be given away to Lord Krishna. But her eldest brother wanted her to be given away to King Shishupal. So, who happened to be cousin of Krishna. So there was open competition. And as usual, Lord Krishna emerged successful after harassing Shishupal and other princes by his unrivaled prowess. Rukmani had 10 sons like Pradyumna. There were other queens also taken away by Lord Krishna in a similar way. Full description of this beautiful booty of Lord Krishna will be given in the 10th canto. There were 16,100 beautiful girls who were daughters of many kings and were forcibly stolen by Bhaumasura, who kept them captive for his carnal desire. These girls prayed piteously to Lord Krishna for their deliverance, and the merciful Lord, called by their fervent prayer, releasing them by all fighting and killing Bhaumasura. All these captive princesses were then accepted by the Lord as his wives. Although in estimation of society, they were all fallen girls. The all-powerful Lord Krishna accepted the humble prayers of these girls and married them with the adoration of queens. So altogether, Lord Krishna had 16,108 queens at Dwarka, and each of them he begot 10 children. All these children grew up and each had as many children as the father. The aggregate of the family numbered in the millions. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyamadi Paschatya Deshatarane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kalpaturviyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nama Pamanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lamgaite Grim Yatkrupatamahamam Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishvara. Okay, thank you for giving this opportunity to speak something from the Srimad Bhagavatam today. With all your blessings and prayers, I would like to share something what I heard realized something in my life. And first of all, I'm like a handicap. I don't have that realizations. So we are always dependent on others. So dependent on others is devotee's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, Guru's mercy. So this is very important. So depending on all of you to bless and pray so that I can purify myself and speak something. This one is supposed to be by Vrindavan Prabhu. I don't know, somehow I got in here. So what I understand from this verse, it's very difficult to get into the pastime of Krishna because it's very intimate and confidential. And Maharaj, moreover, Maharaj is giving lectures every day, and the nectar is flowing like anything. Every day there is like nectar after nectar after nectar after nectar, and questions and answers. It's mind-boggling, and how Maharaj is giving his time for all of us during this time. I think we are, at least I can see so many people taking advantage and hearing from Maharaj. And this is the only way we can get mercy and purify ourselves in our day-to-day activity, purify our mind, purify our consciousness. In that way, I am nothing compared to Maharaj, the way he's giving. So, but I'll speak something, what I understood, heard. Very interesting verse for me, because so many stories revealed here. Krishna had 8 wives, as yesterday Savi Prabhu explained. The principal queens were 8. But how this 16,100 get added? So Krishna had 16,108 wives. And he managed to have a nice family, nice palaces for each family. And all the family was very happy. And Krishna begot children with each wife, 10 from each. And the aggregate number may be 10 millions or, millions. I don't know exact millions, so I did not calculate, but it's millions. So Krishna had a big family. Of course, everyone is Krishna's family. Everybody belongs to Krishna, but he has his own family, personal family, 16,100 wives. Having one wife and more than one wife, we have seen difficulties, and we have seen how Krishna managed to have 16,100 wives. No competition, everybody was peaceful. Krishna expanded himself as 16,108, and he lived with everyone. So here how Krishna is very powerful. It says Virya in the translation, prowess. Virya means prowess. Krishna is Bhagavan. He is having 6 opulences in complete. Fame, what are those? Fame, strength. He's famous, is his beauty. Virya, strength, and he has full knowledge. Likewise, all these 5, having all this, is renounced. So whatever that opulences has, it's complete, and in spite of having all these five, is renounced. So 6. So Krishna is complete and he is called Bhagavan. And Prabhupada explains how he was very powerful here. Power is one power of strength, and another one is the power of love. Like we can see that, right? Power of strength and power of love. Both are there in this aspect of this verse. How Krishna was very powerful. One in purport, Prabhupada explains that in spite of there were so many princes getting married and during Swayamvar, and so many princes come, and there is actually fight between the princes to see to get this princess bridegroom. There were fight between the princes, and people, and so many princes died in the marriage fighting. Marriage fighting. To have a girl, we have to fight. That's happening here. And Krishna defeated many princes like that. And the interesting from yesterday's verse and today's verse, like Rukmani, how Rukmani never saw Krishna, but she wants to get married. And Krishna, how Krishna knows as a super soul in everybody's heart. Recently hearing, we are not the body, we are the soul. But what is the heart of the soul? Prabhupada explains in one of them. For us, for our body, what is our heart? Heart is there. So heart is other than our soul. But what is the heart of the soul? The heart of the soul is the super soul. So super soul knows everything what we are doing, everything what we are day-to-day activity, etc. So Krishna can, Daiva Netrena, Krishna can understand and he can see us. And he's with us always. And all these queens, they were looking for Krishna. They were very greedy with that love. They want Krishna in any whichever way. They want Krishna. Some of them, Satyabhama, we have seen Satyabhama, Satrajit, Jambavati, Jambavan gave his daughter. Satrajit gave his daughter to Krishna. There was a fight. And they were very pleased. And Satrajit gave his daughter to Krishna. Jambavan, how much Krishna had a fight with Jambavan. And he was very pleased. Jambavan gave daughter Jambavati to Krishna. Rukmani, Shishupal was supposed to get married with Rukmi, right? His brother was looking for Rukmini to get married with Shishupal. But again, there was a big fight. And how Rukmani got married. So one is, yes, their father was pleased, and father, the Satrajit and Jambavan, they were very pleased, but they gave daughter to Krishna. But that doesn't mean, daughter did not know anything about Krishna. They had done so many austerities in their previous lives. Otherwise, how do they get married with Krishna? And not only austerities, they had a sincere prayer in their heart. Other than Krishna, I don't want anything. In this verse, it says, Shulkena, by payment of the price. So I want to talk about on this particular word. The whole words, the whole lecture will be, the class will be on this word. I was thinking, because these stories we know, we heard from many, many devotees, a Krishna book. And coming to this fighting, three people, right? Rukmini, the queens, Rukmini, Satyabhama, and Jambavati, they were three of them. And likewise, there are Baumasura. Krishna killed Baumasura and thousands of his assistants. And now the 16,100 wives, who are they? They were the queens who were captivated by Baumasura. His name was originally named Narakasura. He captivated, he kidnapped them from different kings, many different kingdoms. He wants to marry. He wants all those queens to be their wives, and to be his wives. And he did a lot of things like this. And finally, Indra goes to Krishna. In the Krishna book, I was just reading, scanning through yesterday. Indra goes and requests Krishna, because this Baumasura, he took the earrings of Aditi, mother of Devatas. He took many queens from different kings. Like this, he was just plundering and taking, everybody, and they were kept captivated. So who was this Baumasura? Baumasura was none other than Krishna's son again. Oh, where is this, Prabhu? Who is this son? It's in Krishna book. How can Baumasura be Krishna's son? At the end of this story, yesterday I was reading, Mother Earth, Baumasura's mother was none other than Mother Earth. And when Hiranyaksha, we see the story, hear the story, how Hiranyaksha took the Mother Earth, and took her from this orbit, and the earth was kept in a filthy place, some ocean somewhere. And Hiranyaksha, Krishna incarnated himself as Varahadev, and he comes and rescues Mother Earth. And while rescue, Mother Earth was in loving relationship with Krishna, Varahadev, and the child was born. And that child was none other than Baumasura, Narakasura. But now in this situation, how can this Baumasura becomes a demon? Baumasura, even though son of Krishna, son of Varahadev, who is incarnation of Krishna, how did he become demon? So he had, I don't want to get into full story, but he had a bad association. Because of his bad association, he became a demon. We know Prahlad Maharaj, he was born in the family of demons, but he was a devotee of Krishna. So anything can happen. The son of Krishna, the son of the God, can become a demon, and the son of a demon can become devotee of Krishna. How beautiful it is. So what is that important for us to understand is association. If we don't have the proper association, we can become demon. It's not that I will become Baumasura or you will become Baumasura, but demonic quality is there in our heart. As in the Kali Yuga, these demonics, all these demons, they're all sitting in our heart, one after the other, one after the other. So we are killing these demons by the powerful mantra, Manastrayate mantra, which is purifying our mind, but it's also killing so many demons in the heart. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, mercy of Krishna, right? much of Lord Chaitanya, Prabhupada, and all his disciples, we are getting that mercy to kill the demons in our heart and get purified. To attain Krishna is not easy. So how do we attain Krishna? The process is what we have heard so far, and because we were not in Prabhupada's time, we are now taking all the fruits and enjoying the fruits of what Prabhupada and his disciple did. We are having a nice temple. We are having a nice association. Actually, association is coming to our doorstep. Initially, it was not like that. We have heard many pastimes, many stories of how Srila Prabhupada's disciples were approached, how these many people approached Srila Prabhupada. One of them, very touching, the journey home. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj went from west to east to look for, seeking for Krishna, seeking for God, and how he met Prabhupada. Like one after the other, if you really hear the story, taking a risk in their lives. It's not that easy to attain God. That's what it says here. Shulkena, by payment of the price. How many people, how many devotees of Krishna, how many devotees of Srila Prabhupada has taken risk to risk for Krishna? One after the other I can name. I'll speak about it later also. So taking risk for Krishna is very important to reach, to attain Krishna. So are we all taking risk? To some extent, not to some extent, very little extent, nothing much what we are doing. Now all the queens who were captured by Bhaumasura, I was thinking how fortunate they were. They were all queens of different kings, but how fortunate they were that Krishna married to all the 16,100 wives. How did this happen? We are all chanting. We are doing devotion service every day, trying to, aspiring to be a devotee. And there are a lot of hurdles in our lives. In spite, the doorstep mercy is coming, like Maharaj, Prabhupada Maharaj is coming to our doorstep and preaching every day. In spite of that, if we don't take advantage of that, because Krishna has given a free will, you do whatever you want, but I'll still send my representatives to uplift you, but it all depends on how much you want. So how serious are we for Krishna? How greedy are we for Krishna? Is most important to learn that how we can attain Krishna. So that is, in one sense, no gain without pain. Prabhupada, now we are taking all the fruits, but think about how much risk. In this situation, Maharaj is traveling. I hear he was in New Jersey, he was in Boston, he was in Washington, D.C. And even during this time of COVID, taking risk, going to different people's house, preaching. That is not an easy job. That is a risk. Some devotees in Mayapur, in spite of they knowing that we should not go, we should not preach, go, don't do this, don't do this. There are so many rules and regulations going on from the city, from the governor, but still, that doesn't mean that we are going out of it. We are still following it, but still taking risk of preaching. It's not easy. So are we taking risk? I can see how many Maras are taking risk. They are getting, in Mayapur, there were 2 sannyasis who got COVID recently. They are very, no, they're actually, they want to uplift. That doesn't mean that they're out of the rules and regulations, but they're taking care of themselves. But somehow COVID comes in. So it's all risk at the situation. So, but it's, so for everything, Krishna, attain Krishna, taking risk, pay the price. Likewise, these queens who were captivated by Bhaumasura, they had Krishna in their hearts. Let me read that particular verse, particular sentence, what Krishna says, the Prabhupada explained in the purport. There were other queens also taken away by Lord Krishna in a similar way. Full description of this beautiful booty of Krishna, Lord Krishna, will be explained in 10th canto. 16,100 beautiful girls who were the daughters of many kings were forcibly stolen by Bhaumasura, who kept them captive for his carnal desire. So this is the sentence I'm thinking. These girls prayed piteously to Lord Krishna for their deliverance. And the merciful Lord, called by their fervent prayer, released them all by fighting and killing Bhaumasura. So they paid the price of getting captivated by Bhaumasura. But Bhaumasura, he would have done so many things to this wife. He would have frightened them that they will kill them. He will kill if they don't get married. So many things would have happened. Like Ravana took Mother Sita to Lanka, like that. Bhaumasura would have done, I don't know, Bhaumasura would have done that, something like that too. Otherwise, why he has to capture? But what was in the heart of these queens, all these queens were Krishna only. They were praying piteously to Lord Krishna for their deliverance. One is, we are captivated and we need to get out of this, and we are asking for the protection. Correct? So the protection comes, even how many pastimes we have seen in Bhagavatam, protection from all these. In the Mahabharata, Draupadi, she called Krishna Vasudev, Govinda. She called Krishna, finally comes there. Likewise, so many pastimes, right? So Gajendra, he calls Krishna. So how also are we calling Krishna in that way? We are taking very easily. But are we taking that pain in our hearts to call Krishna? Please, Krishna. See, every day we are chanting. But when there is some difficulties, then our intensity of prayer is a little different. So intensity of chanting is a little different. COVID situation, people are really praying. really, really praying. Krishna, please protect me from this. Maya is one thing. All the devotees, please protect me from this COVID. I don't want COVID. So our intensity has increased. Slowly the intensity has to increase. So if there is any risk in our lives, we will pray. Otherwise, if there is no risk in our lives, we don't pray in that intensity. So these pastimes of Bhagavatam clearly shows what kind of risk these all devotees undergo and how they called out for Krishna. Even our chanting, are we really looking for that kind of intensity is very important to understand ourselves. So we are doing every day, Machitta Madgata Prana Bhojayanta Prasparam Katyantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. I just want to give an insight of what I heard. Give me 1 minute. I'll just share my screen again. In this verse from the Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, what is the meaning of this verse? The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. Now, there are two meanings. Tushyanti means to be pleased or pleased, and Ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss. And look at this verse, how Prabhupada gives a different picture for this. I'll read. Pure devotees whose characteristics are mentioned here engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of a pure devotee are described in this verse specifically. Devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in the glorifying the pastimes of the Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing. That is one aspect. The another one is, in the preliminary stage of devotion service, they relish the transcendental pleasure from service itself. You see, how are we achieving some pleasure? Pleasure is basically, pleasure is tushyanti. Tushyanti, we are all pleased. So Ramanti, enjoy transcendental bliss. So we are doing devotion service every day. Actually, we are attached to the, say suppose we are attached to a service. We don't know Krishna much, but we are attached to the service. Somebody says, temple president says, or organizer says, there is no deity worship, pujari for the deity worship. Please come. And with the great struggle, the organizer sends an email, and for that also there is a big confusion, this and that. I cannot do this, you cannot do this, I don't have time. Somehow people sign up. Organizer has to put he's taking risk, asking so many people. It's not a risk, but basically he's trying his hardship to get people to sign up. So say suppose we are attached, we are somehow start this service, devotional service. That's how I did it. I went on one Saturday, and somehow I got attached to that service. Every Saturday morning, I want to go back for the service of every Saturday. I just started once, but somehow I got attached to this service. And from this service, maybe I'm praying Krishna that I will also develop love for Krishna. And initially, what is happening for me, for especially, is I am kind of satisfaction to my heart. Krishna is satisfied anyway. So it is satisfaction to my heart that I'm trying my best, so that I'm attached to this. Let me get attached to this service, and so at least I'll get some satisfaction. And maybe in due course of time, I may get that love for Krishna. That's my hope. So Tushyanti is becoming peaceful, peacefully satisfied. So you're getting peaceful with that getting attached to this service. And eventually you'll get love for Krishna. Correct? So it says service itself mature, and in the mature stage, they are actually situated in the love of God. So what I mean to say is, maybe eventually, when I get matured in this devotional service, I might get love for Krishna. That is the hope. So how peaceful and happy, there are the two things, correct? We are peaceful but with our service, and we will be happy with the love of God. These are the two things. But what is our intensity again? Are we taking risk? I don't think we are taking any of the risk. The only risk is getting up in the morning. Oh, it's in the cold, especially in the winter, if you want to go for Mangalarti service. Oh, you are taking risk to drive, Prabhu. We are taking risk in this traffic, Prabhu. So little risk from our end based on our capacity. We cannot compare others like what Srila Prabhupada's disciples did. I remember when Maharaj, his Holiness Japatak Maharaj, he was sent, he joined the movement in San Francisco in the Rath Yatra time. He went to Rath Yatra, he saw devotees, Jayanand Prabhu, or, he called Jayapatak, Maharaj that time. And he just, that day, come to the temple. He just joined, he went to the temple, he joined ISKCON right there. And he chanted, and that's it, end of his material life. And in due course of time, he did some service in San Francisco, and then he became president in Toronto temple, I think somewhere in the Canada temple. In 1 or 2 years, Srila Prabhupada sent him to Mayapur. He is already 50 years of sannyas. And there, when he went, how much risk he has taken. He was sleeping on the cement bags. So many mosquitoes biting him in the nights because there were so many theft going on. And then the constructions going on during that time, Maharaj used to sleep next to the cement bags, on the cement bags, and so many mosquitoes, etc., and so much risk. And during that time, even Bhakti Raghava Maharaj, I don't know how many people know Bhakti Raghava Maharaj, he lost his leg because there were thieves. They came, there was a big fight. Basically, somebody shot some of the thief. No, they shot him, Bhakti Raghava Maharaj, and he lost his leg. So many devotees took risk for Krishna. Look at all these Srila Prabhupada disciples. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj was sent to China. How that time? It was risky. And I heard Hamsadut Prabhu. He was sent to Saudi Arabia. And maybe there are so many devotees taking risk. One example I was thinking about, because I don't know about others, but one example was, we have seen and heard many times about Giriraj Maharaj in the Leelamrita, right? He in Bombay, how much risk he took for opening the Juhu temple. He thought, he left his house, and Giriraj Maharaj's dad, he came to Prabhupada and said, I'll give you $1 million. Sorry, not Prabhupada. He told his son that I will give you $1 million. He said, I don't want $1 million. I want Prabhupada. He went. Because he was completely dedicated to Prabhupada, and he went. And he was under the risk in Bombay to open the temple. So many politics, so many Gundaisms came to even kill him. The people, many gundas were sent, and also there was a legal battle. And another one was they were sending prostitutes to near Maharaj. And Maharaj was he was thinking, what can I do? What is this? I want to be peaceful. I'm doing services for Srila Prabhupada. And he comes and he talks to Prabhupada, it seems. Prabhupada, I'm doing all this. What is this? I thought this way, that way, but this is all happening. What can I do? Prabhupada said, stay there. You cannot quit. You want to be purified? If you want to be purified, stay there. In that way, we sometimes see in Russia recently, one of the devotees, he was hurt. He was in coma. No, sorry, he was in ICU for many days. One of the strong devotees for 30 years practicing. He was some of the people did something, and he was completely bred. I don't know what is the situation now. I forgot his name. Recently, just like 3 weeks ago, he got hurt and he was in ICU. One of the devotees, Russia. So how many people took risk for the service of Lord Chaitanya Prabhupada? Why are they doing all this? Somehow they are greedy for the service of Lord Chaitanya's movement. Whatever the spiritual master said, they took their heart and soul and they did serve. But how much I am doing, I have no idea. It's very, very minimal. Nothing much we are doing. But people took many, many risks like this. So what is that we need to learn from this verse is all these queens, they were sincerely praying for protection. And Krishna reciprocated, coming and protecting these queens. And then he got married to all these wives, queens, 16,100. So is that not? It's not at all easy that attaining Krishna without pain, correct? What happens is, if we don't take risk, Krishna will put us in risk anyway. Then only we can think about Krishna in that intensity. How much these queens were captivated. It's not easy with that demon, right? All in one kind of a jail. And Krishna reciprocated. What is the power of this prayer? So the whole verse I am thinking about is the prayer, intensity of the prayer for attaining Krishna. If we don't have that prayerful mood, I don't think Krishna will come to us. We are chanting Haribol, the lip chanting, moving around. But what is that intensity of prayer? Because chanting is also glorifying Krishna and is also prayer. Both. If we don't do that properly, where is the point? Not just not purifying our mind, purifying our heart, purifying our soul, right? How we attain Krishna is not easy at all. So we have to understand that whatever the services we have, take it with a great intensity and serve the Lord, and at least develop love for Krishna eventually. But our sincere, what is our risk? Or somebody can ask me a question, what risk we can take? There are so many risks. Even today, in our Naperville temple, so many devotees are taking risk in building and constructing this temple, correct? People are outreach, going outside, asking money. So many times, it's not that easy, right? Even getting money, monetary fund, it's not easy. You are going out of that ego to serve Krishna, and you're taking risks. What if we are building we are building this temple with $1 million, and we are planning to take this loan from bank? And this is also risk for Krishna, right? There's so many risks devotees are taking. So there is no gain without pain. Do you think Prabhupada just came like that from India to America? How much risk he took it with 2 heart attacks like that? He came here without anything, 40 rupees or something. He took so much of risk. He did not think about his. Sumati Murarji said, Prabhupada, you're going to die. He did not say, I want to, my spiritual master said, I need to go and preach, I will preach. So he came in this cargo ship all the way from India to America. And how much risk he has taken. Because of all the risk of Srila Prabhupada and his disciples, we are seeing all the fruits. Oh, we have a nice temple, we have this association, that association, nice prasadam. We are actually, it's like we are reaping. Somebody sowed the seed and we are enjoying that. But for us, I don't know whether we can take that kind of risk, but at least our risk is at least sincere prayer for Krishna in whatever extent. Otherwise, Krishna will put us in risk anyway. And then our intensity prayer increases. I think there are a lot to speak. It's already 7:55. I will stop here. So I would like to listen from you. Sorry if I would have said something wrong. Please forgive me. I will be opening for the discussion. I think I'll stop here. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for a wonderful class. I was just enjoying. Prabhu, you said Bhaumasuras was born to Bhuma Devi and Lord Krishna, Varahadev. So
Yes.
He became a demon because of his bad association. My question is like, why then he was given the name as Bhaumasura? Was it given at the time of birth? Because Asura means a demon, right? So
I think Narak, I don't know the exact.
Or was it given a different name when he was
born? I heard it was Narakasura.
Okay.
Naraka. Become, I don't know exact name honestly, but he became Asura.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I was wondering. Sometimes the names are given because of the name, they become like that, or I don't know. That's why I got confused. Or this name came after he became a demon.
I think after became a demon, he changed himself to Bhaumasura probably, because I don't know much on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but as I know, he was the son of Mother Earth, because after if I see the Krishna book, after killing Bhaumasur, Mother Earth comes with the earrings of Aditi, and then there is an umbrella where it was captured by Varuna. Those are all, if you can, you can read in Krishna book that Mother Earth comes back with all those which were missing, which was Bhaumasura took, and he returns everything. Mother Earth returns everything to Krishna. And then Krishna goes to with Satyabhama, because the way he goes to fight with Bhaumasura was Krishna and Satyabhama. Krishna takes Satyabhama. And I heard, I don't know how much true it was, but I heard that even Satyabhama was the personification of Mother Earth. So that's why it took Satyabhama for this fight in the on the Garuda. So I don't know exactly, Mataji. About,
because I've heard, not in this class, different lecture, in Srimad Bhagavatam also, all the characters' names are given when they do the horoscope, right? They what to say, like when they give the naming ceremony, that time itself they give the name predicting the future. So that's how the names were given. So I was wondering, probably that he will become a demon. That's why they gave at the time of birth itself Bhaumasura, or after he became a demon, he was named as Bhaumasura. So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't know, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu, that's okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Is that Asura is given the name? Asura is not part of the name, right? That the dad's.
No. Bhauma, he might be a Bhauma, and he became Asura. We are giving him as Asura.
Like Denuka, Asura and all, right? So this we
Yeah,
add Asura.
Denuka, his name is Denuka,
Denuka, yeah.
not Denukasura. So
Yeah.
because
The
he
other,
was a demon, we are naming them as Asura. That's
yeah.
all.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was a wonderful class. I think the way you started is, about this association, which is all matters. Krishna's son becoming a demon and the demon son becoming a great devotee.
Yeah.
So, then you mentioned about the demons that are within our heart, right? How they need to be, conquered through the association and through the service. And the service thing you mentioned, that was really touching. About what is that we need. It's coming free. We say Krishna consciousness is free. Of course it is free, but then there is some price that we have to pay from our side, right? To be taking that risk, little risk, right? So
Yeah, but we cannot take risk everything like that, but it depends on our capacity.
Yeah.
Right? Like how much risk the squirrel, right? The squirrel and Hanuman. So the Ramayan, we think. So we need to do based on our capacity.
Yeah. One question there, Prabhu. It looks like from all these past times, right? So whenever there is a challenge, there is an intensity is increasing. That's what you mentioned. So that's how we see that as well, right? So it looks like all the time we need some problem, right? That's how it looks like. So
that's why Kunti Maharani is praying, please give me more calamities so that I can remember you always. Yeah. Correct. So because our human nature, if we don't have that risks, we don't pray. You say suppose in California, or even today, there are so many. Every other day there might be an earthquake, but if somebody says there is an earthquake going to happen tomorrow, if somebody predicts and say there is a tsunami, see the intensity of prayers for all of us. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. Otherwise, we don't have that intensity of prayer. So prayer in that mode is very, very important. And recently, maybe last time when Maharaj came, they were all, Maharaj was giving in how he went in a flight, and so many people were afraid of the turbulence, etc. He gave that very nice story in his pastime, what happened, and Maharaj took the bead bag and chanting Hare Krishna, and everything was peaceful for him, right? So how, there are so many risks, but our hand should be going to the chanting mala. That means we are asking and praying for protection of Krishna. See, it's nothing with us, right? What is the Bhaktivinoda Thakur says? Rake Krishna mare Krishna rake ke. If Krishna wants to kill me, Krishna wants to save me, either way. But that is a big word to understand. But are we looking for it? Are we? Can we say, okay, whatever Krishna wants to, let him take it? Are we in that surrender mood? Are we surrendered that much? I don't think so. We are even small risk. I said, first things, Krishna, please don't give any problems. We'll go and ask, please, I don't want any problems in my life. I want to be peaceful. One after, but Krishna gives one after the other anyway. Why? We know he knows. Little bit happiness if he gives, where our mind goes, where our things goes in place. So he has to give us, at least show us something, one after the other. But otherwise we'll settle in this life, right? In metal world, if we don't have any risks, he will show us the risk, and he's showing us this is not your world. There is a different world for you to be peaceful forever. Otherwise we'll settle here. Correct? Anyway.
Yeah, I think the Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayer is rightly I mentioned. Thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. Anybody else share
Hare
your
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept
Hare Krishna,
all
Mata.
obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much for the very nice class. You are really challenging us to feel a little more sincerity somehow or the other. It's really true. If we could feel the desperation in the hearts of the princesses sitting in the prison of Narakasura, in knowing that we are also in this material prison house.
Correct.
But we are not even able to feel that sincerity when praying to Krishna. And and even in these very risky times we are living, still we are living like passively, okay, I'm Krishna conscious, like that. So it was very nice. You tried you gave your best to the class. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
I tried my best, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
So, but one thing we need to understand that this protection, praying for the protection, Krishna doesn't come and tell you, okay, I am appearing in front of you, do this, do this, do this. So he comes in the form of our realizations.
Yes.
So the reciprocation for us, Krishna saves all these queens, but for us, don't expect that Krishna as a deity form will come out of Krishna, because there's so many pastimes like that. We are not in that stage, correct? Or we're expecting, I did some service to Krishna. Krishna did not even come and do anything to me. The protection, asking for protection, praying for that service.
Yeah.
One day at least Krishna will reciprocate in the form of realizations. At least that is the only thing. But he will give us and reciprocates in the form of realizations. Right? It's not an experience thing. It's a realization coming from a heart.
Yes.
Like that. So people are happy. I am happy, you are happy. But the happiness of Rupa Goswami, think about great devotees like that. Their happiness is different. Looking at they're actually in the different mood altogether.
Yes.
They're crying.
Yes.
If you see they're lamenting basically.
Yes.
We are thinking we are happy, but they're lamenting for Krishna.
Yes.
Their lamentation is for Krishna. I want that. So that pure love, that not just protecting or prayer, that act of the helplessness, that's actually it's given in the Nectar of Devotion. I heard that it's in compassion mood. What's compassion is, again, it's prayerful mood. What is that called? Yeah, I forgot.
Vipralambha mode.
No, Mataji, 1 second. Lamentation itself. When the ecstasy of devotion service produces some kind of lamentation in connection with Krishna, it is called devotion service in compassion.
Okay.
I just read this. The impetus of this devotion service is Krishna's transcendent quality, form, and activities. So in this ecstasy of devotion service, there are sometimes symptoms like regret, heavy breathing, crying, falling on the ground, and beating upon one's chest. Sometimes symptoms like laziness, frustration, defamation, humility, anxiety, moroseness, eagerness, restlessness, madness, death, forgetfulness, disease, and illusion are also visible. When in the heart of a devotee there is an expectation of some mishap to Krishna, it is called devotion service in bereavement. Such bereavement is another symptoms of devotion service in compassion. So I was reading this from the 47th verse of Nectar of Devotion. I was thinking, what? When did he really? Are we there yet?
Thank you very much for Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Matas. Thank you, Prabhu. So if anybody else has, Amrita Keli Mataji, please share your thoughts. You're asking so many nice questions and getting so many nice answers from Maharaj.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu. It's so inspiring and, very heart-touching. I was like debating whether to join the class. I woke up a little late. I was like, okay, let me complete my chanting in the morning. Otherwise, it's going to be crazy. Then I said, oh, no, I've been missing all this association. And then I said, oh, you know what? Let me attentively hear instead of inattentively chant. And I'm so glad I joined. It's very, very inspiring, Prabhu. When you mentioned the title, taking risk for Krishna, I was thinking this verse is talking about Krishna taking risk for all his devotees, for all these queens and everybody. But the way you have beautifully touched on that, the word Shulkena, and how all these queens have paid that price, it's very touching, Prabhu. And about the service, I'm thinking, we are talking about the risk. For me, if it's in my comfort zone, if it fits in my schedule and doesn't hamper this, that, like 100 conditions, then I'm like, yes, I have nice service mode. I will do this service. But little bit stretch, it's like, no, my days are hectic. This thing is happening. That thing is happening. I can't do. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of venting all my, so-called material entanglements that I have myself created, not to do this service. But the way you have brought up, how this is so rare, but still it's extreme and causeless kindness of Krishna that we have this association and what we have, that's really touching, Prabhu. And one more thing, overall, many beautiful points. I was thinking I should have taken notes and really write down. I have been like, we understand it's Krishna's arrangement, but still this His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj's departure, it's somehow very disturbing to the heart. I'm constantly, the thought comes, why Maharaj has to do this, why he couldn't have stayed, why this, why that. And somehow your sharing, it really helped to see that big picture, how the devotees mood constantly is on that taking risk for Krishna. And in that lines, as you brought up Maharaj's visits, I was thinking the same thing in March time frame. Why could Maharaj just stay at one place and just speak from there? Anyway, most of us are hearing online. Why he has to take this risk and travel and go to each home and speak? But I have personally, I don't know, I can probably see my own faith and not that I have progressed or something, but I can see such a tangible difference before, at the beginning of 2020 and now, hearing the intensity of hearing, as you said, the situation around how it can propel our intensity, and having this kind of opportunity. Maharaj doesn't have to do that, but he is doing it. And just last night, we were fortunate to host him, and how, he was spending time with kids and making sure they understand. Nandu and Abhi, they were sitting, and this philosophy is like going, way over above. But still they were patient and trying to understand, actually. And Maharaj was like, so kind, and like trying to make sure they understand. He doesn't have to. There are so many disciples who understand all this philosophy. He could just focus on that. But he is so, taking that risk to help each of these individual souls, the tiny spark, to become a little bit more and get deeper connection to Krishna. So that somehow touched the heart very much, Prabhu, as you're sharing. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji, for all wonderful questions you're asking. But yes, definitely I can see that even Chandana Mataji also 2 days ago, she was asking that it's becoming clearer and clearer now how it's all purifying, right? So the more we hear with that purified heart, of course not purified yet, but just purifying heart itself, we can see that changes in our hearts. So what is how much of it, just by hearing, there is nothing risk in hearing, but just hear every day, and then that heart will tell you to take risk for Krishna's service. I was thinking like that. So the clarity has to come. How do we purify our heart is by hearing. There's definitely a lot of hearing. Even for me in 2020, I actually heard a lot every day. Maharaj coming, I don't think I'm hearing morning, evening, afternoon. No, at least hearing every day. my intensity of hearing has increased, definitely. And my realizations also getting little different realizations. So it's as we said, we keep hearing. Every time we read a shloka, the realization 10 years ago, 1 year ago, and now is just completely different, because the heart is totally purified, slowly purifying. Anyway, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, Lingaraj Prabhu, if anybody else has, I don't know how many people here. Okay, I can see that, but if anybody else has anything, please share. Otherwise, we can stop. Okay, Prabhu, thank you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.